guys, it's Friday, which means it's another Lolita Problems video. And this week I'm going to be talking about Lolita bullying. And I don't mean like anybody that's like outside of the fashion being rude and bullying Lolita for dressing differently. I'm talking about Lolita on Lolita bullying. Meaning like girls that are being labeled Ida and ostracized from their Lolita communities, or being like sent hate online about it just because of the way that they're putting their own flair on the fashion. Personally, I haven't had a lot of issues in the Lolita community, mainly because I'm not part of my local community, and the one time I did get hate on Tumblr related to Lolita, it was really a part of a different issue altogether that I was getting a bunch of hate for, and they just decided to attack me because I wore Lolita, and they said I wasn't kawaii enough for it, and whatnot. So most of what I know about Lolita on Lolita bullying is what I've seen online and heard from other people. And honestly, I've been thinking about it for a while, about like why this sort of happens, why Lolitas are turning on each other. And from what I've pinpointed, it has to do with this sort of hierarchical structure that's developed. It was talked about in, parodied really in a Deerstalker Pictures video, Secret Life of the Lolita. Pretty good, you should watch it, it's really funny. But the hierarchical structure is a problem. I've heard good things about Lolita communities. Like, it seems really more like a hit or miss thing. Some girls have a really awesome community that's really tight-knit and does what a community really should be doing. And then other girls end up in these sort of medieval monarchy sort of thing where you got your nobles and whatnot, and then if you're not one of them, you're kind of poo. So what is this hierarchical structure? Alright, well, at the very top you have the queen, and she's the girl with all the brand. Hold on. Hannah, sweetie, you have to get off the thing. Yeah, you have to. Okay, so the queen, as talked about in the Deerstalker Pictures film, was the girl with all the brand, and she's worshipped for having all this brand. And then under her are the girls that have like the next amount of brand. Like, they have a lot of it, and they're known as the brand whores, which is a term I really don't like. Personally, I find it really disgusting and degrading. That's just me. I know some girls really like it, and that's good for them. And then under them is every other Lolita. You know, the ones that enjoy the fashion, maybe don't wear it all the time, or maybe just not seen as elite as the other girls. And then under them are the Idas. A term I'll be talking about next week in my next Lolita Problems video. So, why is this hierarchical structure bad? Well, it's bad when it comes down to making fun of people for not being the queen or having all the brand. And that's something I just can't seem to wrap my mind around. I mean, if the girls look good, or it makes them, like, oh, remarkably, it makes them happy to wear Bodyline, or an off-brand, or indie brand, or maybe they make it, somehow that makes them a lesser Lolita. And, you know, it's odd because there are a few popular Lolitas on YouTube and Tumblr who wear like indie brands or Bodyline. The biggest one that comes into my mind is Princess Peachy, who is crazy popular. Oh, she's so kawaii. And, you know, no one questions how adorable she is and, like, how good of a Lolita she is just because she wears Bodyline. Because that means she rocks it. And a lot of other girls do, too. And yet, they're made fun of for it. And they get sort of, like, degraded for not wanting to spend $300 on a dress. That it really doesn't make sense to me. And I guess it's because I just can't see myself making fun of someone else just because I don't like their coordinate. But this needs to stop. Just because you have the big brand doesn't mean that people that wear Bodyline or other clothing aren't good Lolitas. I mean, if anything, it's making them more expansive Lolitas and more adventurous and putting their own flair into it instead of doing what everybody else is doing, which I find that really admirable. I like seeing coordinates on Tumblr where girls sort of put in other styles with their Lolita. Hello Batty is one of them. She kind of brings this pastel goth feel into all her coordinates, and it looks awesome. Other girls do it too. None of them are popping in my head at the moment, but there are so many. And I see on Tumblr sometimes, like last week, I was scrolling down my dashboard like I do every day, and I came upon this post where this one Lolita was apologizing to another one for her picture had apparently been used in a Lolita Confessions post that was talking about how much they love Bodyline. And for one, her coordinate was lovely. She made Bodyline look really nice. And somehow, because it was Bodyline, it wasn't quality? I mean, I'm pretty sure some Lolitas could pull off a plastic bag and make it look really freaking cute. So, I mean, quality of the clothing and where it comes from shouldn't really be that big of a deal. If you rock it and if you like it, then no one else has the right to say that you look bad. I mean, they can have that opinion, and they can have a thoughtful discussion with you, and you can have that discussion with them or anyone you don't particularly enjoy their coordinate, or you're just curious why they match stuff the way they did. But it's overstepping a boundary when you tell someone they look like crap and they're doing it wrong just because you don't like it. And it seems to be like some radical idea that people haven't wrapped their minds around, that other people are different from them and think differently and can enjoy the thing that they like in a different way. And that's the problem with the hierarchical structure. It shuts everyone into the idea that this is what Lolita is, and you can't do it another way. And you only be a good Lolita if you do it the way everyone else is doing it. Which is very uncreative. I'm sorry. For a street fashion that blends Victorian-styled clothing with 1950s fashion and made it really kawaii, that is so close-minded of you. You could put so many different things in it, and if you look at how far the style has come in the past forever, it's gone a long way. And it's been the most creative thing that I've ever come across in fashion, besides, you know, like other street fashions from Harajuku, because those are also really creative. But I mean, why close yourself into the idea that Lolita is this, this, and this, when really it's anything you want it to be. As long as it has the Lolita silhouette, that's Lolita. And you can do whatever you want with it. Sorry. But anyway, I mean, that's what Lolita is to me. Lolita is sort of this amazing fashion style that you can do what you want with, and it helps give girls confidence in some cases. In other ones, it just helps them get out how they feel inside, or, you know, maybe sometimes it's just an escape, but it's what you want it to be. And no one gets to tell you how you want the fashion to be, like, for you. And people tend to bully other people in general when it comes down to they don't like that you're doing something different from how they do things, or they're jealous of how amazing you are. There are other factors too, but those are the two big ones that I'm pretty sure everyone's heard them before. Yeah, I mean, I think we should give the girls wearing angelic pretty as much praise as we give the girls wearing bodyline and, like, handmade stuff. When I see a handmade garment on Tumblr, like someone made it and they post a coordinate of it, I'm in awe, honestly, because I can't fathom doing that. It's just too far out of reach for me. And I'm really happy for people that can do that, and I want to see more of the stuff that they make. And, you know, maybe if I can buy it, but, you know, like, we should be supportive of everyone who's interested in Lolita and the way that they want to wear it. Thank you, Hannah. And what they want to do with it. I mean, you can't really call it a community if we're not supportive of one another and our choices and the way we want to express ourselves within Lolita. Anyway, that's really all I have to say about this topic for right now. I would like to make an apology, though, to anyone who has ever been made fun of for wearing Lolita the way they want to wear it, or if they were just starting out and made mistakes, because everyone makes mistakes throughout their life, and we will continue to make them, and we will learn from them, and it's hard sometimes when you're starting out on something new. So, I'm sorry that you were ever hurt and made fun of for something that you enjoyed and doing it in your own individual way. And please continue to do things the way you want to, because if you're not going to be yourself with it, then what's the point? So anyway, next week I'm going to be talking about Ida and, like, the term, how it's used, and what I think about it, how I feel about it, whatnot. Other than that, I'm Coda. This is my cat Hannah, and I'll see you next week. Please subscribe, because that's what people say at the end of the videos.